it's Laura
And I'm Michelle
from Empowered Decision. What we wanted to talk about today was career change. So we've had a lot of interest, particularly I would say from women, and it tends to be at that the children are, maybe the last child's headed into school, or children are starting to fly the nest, that sort of thing, where people are really looking at what they want to do and they're looking for a change there. What do you think sparks those sorts of conversations?
I think in the two conversations I had this week in particular was one mum whose children are now at that age where she doesn't need to be that involved. So they're pretty much teenager stage, and they're free range now. And she was saying, you know, I just feel unfulfilled. I feel that I need to go and find a purpose. And it's like something niggles in the background where you always put it on the back burner and you go, okay, I'll deal with that. So I'm finding that people are stepping up now, and I don't know if it's got to do a lot with what's happening in the world at the moment, or but I think people are really going into that space where they go, what's in it for me? Where do I find my happiness and the fulfillment, like that in pursuit of happiness that we all have. So I think that's the one angle. And then the other angle, so somebody that I spoke to, and you know what, it's ridiculous in a way. She is so talented and she was so good at her job, and then she decided to raise her kids. So her kids are now 6 and 9. And she said to me, do you know what, I don't think I'm employable. I don't think that I have any value or any skills. So I think it's that lack of confidence that comes at that point where, and you know what, if you look at the demographic, she's early 40s. She's got a massive career in front of her if that's what she wants to do, or start her own business or whatever. She's got heaps of time, but not confident anymore about it and thinking that there's no space for her.
But I think you get into that zone, don't you? Because you either don't move to action, so you're thinking about it and that's going on for a long period of time, or you start applying and all you get is feedback saying, hey, you know,
you're overqualified, no feedback.
So I think it's really easy to get into that zone, and it's having someone objectively look at what skills you have got to offer. And I think sometimes that can be a path, you know, it's like you want to have this sort of dream job that you love. I think, you know, what we try and do is look at the realities of a dream job. You know, when people go through a career change program, I like to see that when they can talk to me about the difficulties, the things that people hate about those types of jobs, the bits that they're not going to enjoy so much, you feel confident that they're not going to go and try it and then not like it.
And again, also, I think input from outside. I speak to so many women who say, oh, maybe I should try this because my friend said I'd be really good at that. And it's quite flippant, you know, in terms of the ideas. I just think that there's the desire, and then there's but how do I package it now? And that's where I think when women come to us, that's what they say to us, is that first of all, you get real talk. You get real talk with a lot of heart, but you get real talk. And also just looking at, because you're working with a career development expert, that person knows how to get you to look at what's out there. And that's probably the first thing that they say, is that they love the idea that we put them on that path of options that they've never thought about. So just that identifier that Laura was talking about, a career identifier program, where we look at what it is that you are good at, what it is that you like doing, but not in the context of looking for a job, because I think then it changes the feeling about it, and then going on that exploration process calmly, so that you look at
and making sure that there's research. Like, to me, when we're working with people, it's like, okay, what is that exploration without decision process? So that you looking at the various options, you're looking at the demand for that skill set, you're looking at how many entry-level jobs there are, you know, what sort of skills do you need in order to do that, and sometimes there is an upskilling. And I think it's those reality checks of like, you know, I'd love to do that, but am I going to go and study for 5 years at university at this point? Maybe not. So it's looking through those options and coming to a considered choice at the end of it.
And then I think if the answer then, if you discover for yourself, because that's a big part of it, right? Not to be told what to do again, which we always say, we don't go, that's not what we're there for. But when you get to that point that you've made a decision, and let's say you are going back into the workforce, it's also then just taking you through that process. And I say this to women, is that we'll handhold you through that. We come from the other side of the desk. We understand how they're going to view you. We understand your opening line in your resume, how very often that could hurt you. Innocently, you say something like, I haven't worked for the last 15 years, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of people, they need help on that resume, on that application side, and then also hand-holding through the interview process, because if you haven't interviewed for 5 or 6 years or whatever, your confidence level is just not there. And it's just a matter of putting you into a space where you feel really comfortable and fluid, putting everything that's in here out that comes beautifully, so that they go, yeah, you've got so many skills, we want them. That's the point, and just to get that confident point. And then again, just to negotiate the tail end of the process, and the salary negotiation, understanding what you are worth in the market, understanding that your transferable skills will have a certain value to that organization, which will put a number on you. That's it. And I think that